Isabel's back home. She lives about 20 minutes away from me now in Utah, and she's just doing great. Then I'm gonna go hang out with Janelle for a little bit, just see how she liked the property in Montana. This is a big deal for her to be thinking about moving in with Maddie, and if she's gonna be building with Maddie, is she still gonna be building in Flagstaff? I just have questions. I'm just gonna meet up with Janelle in Flagstaff.
Hey.
I like your wreath.
I know. It's just that.
I love it. I'm just concerned about her situation with Kody. Are they over? Are they done? What does she need? Are you still thinking building out on Coyote Pass?
I love it here.
You love it here.
I love it here.
Okay.
But I'm not sure it's functional for me to stay for the rest of my life here.
The property needs to be paid off. So how serious is anybody really about living on that property? Is anyone really gonna live there?
I've actually thought about asking him if he wants to buy me out.
And not have anything on the...
That's been kind of a hard realization because it's like my dream, right? Like forever. Even when I lived back in Wyoming, I wanted the whole homestead thing.
And you really wouldn't build, oh my God.
I've always wanted my own piece of land that I could have a garden, maybe a few animals, and just kind of live simply. And Kody hates everything about living on a farm and living on a ranch. And he always wanted to be the city guy with the fancy car and the great job. And like, that was always what he wanted. Kody grew up on a farm, and I think he was like, nope, had my fill of that, not interested. So what changed my mind was when I went with Maddie to look in Montana, and I'm like, oh, I could have this somewhere else.
It's no-brainer living with Maddie and Caleb on a property in Montana versus living on Coyote Pass with a house, and who knows, maybe Kody and Robin right there living on the same property. Maybe Mary's gonna have a house there too. That's just no.
However, if Kody's not willing to buy me out, then I'm gonna have to do something with it. But we gotta pay it off, and he's not talking to me about it, so I think I'm gonna have to lawyer up, because I think that's the only way I'm ever gonna get any kind of decision out of him.
Mm-hmm. And you need to definitely get a lawyer involved.
Part of it is I really have no legal rights to make any kind of claim on Kody's property. Like, we're not legally married. It's not like I'm just calling a lawyer and saying I need to divorce this person. No, it's really complicated because there's no legal marriage.
Yeah, it sucks that she just can't work it out with Kody, that she's got a lawyer up. That's ridiculous. I think it's wise, however. I think it's really wise.
Like, I think Is
your marriage with Kody over?
Yes. Oh,
Does he know?
Well, he's not talked to me for a very long time, and now we've resorted, even business is done via text.
Really?
Like, we aren't even talking on the phone.
Did you tell him the words, it's over?
No, like, I don't see him, he avoids me.
So in our church, there's no legal marriages except for, like, Kody and Robin are legally married, the rest of us aren't. So when you end a marriage, I mean, for me, there was a definite ending point where I could look back and go, yes, it's over, that kind of a thing, so I could move on. Well, why don't you have a conversation with him and tell him it's over?
I've been trying to talk to him about the land, and he keeps putting me off, can't talk for this reason, and then that reason passes, and then he can't talk for another reason, and so it's like...
Yeah, for a lot of reasons, you need to make that call.
So this is what frustrates me. Christine comes into town and she starts grilling me and expects my breakup to look just like hers and to cross off all these boxes that hers did. And it's a very different relationship, and it's come apart very differently. I've told Kody, he knows, we've had a conversation. I don't want him to be part of my new life. I don't have any official divorce because we weren't really ever legally married. As soon as the Coyote Pass property is settled and I can get my part out, I probably won't interact with him ever again.
I was always asking Janelle about our relationship. And she was always indicating that she didn't want to reconcile. It was kind of this sort of just like, we're not in the same place. We're not necessarily in agreement. We're not really working on the relationship. But there was never anything cut and dried. It was more like we're gradually just fading away.
I just think this is so funny. This is comical. Kody's sitting here complaining about Janelle, saying that there was no communication, nothing was clear. Dude, you did the same exact thing to me. Exactly. Karma's a bitch.
I mean, like, look, it's over. I mean, Kody and I are never going to be a married couple again. But there isn't anybody because I still have my faith. I still believe in the faith. Christine has just decided that she doesn't believe in the faith anymore, and so their wedding vows have no validity, which is fine. She can decide that. I still believe in my faith, and if I do, then my marriage vows have validity, even if I'm no longer with Kody physically, like in the same house or whatever.
You know, I don't want to, we're all in this different place in our faith. I don't want to disparage my former faith. I'm not interested in it. I'm not interested in their BS, but I don't want to disparage it.
But I hope that there will be some sort of peace with Kody and the kids, like my kids.
That needs to happen. Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
because, I mean, like, he sees Savannah occasionally. Kody is not present every day or even every week in Savannah's life. It might be every month or 6 weeks or something. I don't know. I mean, if she really needs him and she calls him and says, Dad, I need you, he will show up for her. So that kind of gives me hope. He did. We had to have the car in to get serviced, and he was right on the spot with getting her a car to drive. Like, he brought her one of their cars to drive.
Oh, good.
So, I mean, like, he's present when he needs her, when she needs him. But
That's a step.
yeah.
Do they go out together still to eat or anything like that?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Not a lot. So I'm hoping that that will just eventually kind of morph and everybody will be like that, you know. He's still very much at odds with all the other children, but, you know, that's good. That's a start.
Would you, if things were different, whatever, would you go back to Kody? Or are you interested in?
No,
Is it
that's been a
over?
progression. Last summer when we talked about it, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't see any path back, really. I don't want to go back because I don't want to even do all the work that would be involved if Kody was even open, and he's not really. He sort of feels like I should conform to him.
I'm going to be the head of my household again. And so if everybody's willing to conform to patriarchy again, I guess, because I've been fighting to make everybody happy.
Those things that he's asking me for now, obedience and whatever, for him to be the patriarch, those were never part of our original marriage contract. It was not something we discussed. It was not something he asked of me. I probably never would have agreed. I probably never would have married him.
This whole patriarchy thing, I've never done that. I've never intended to. And when I spoke of it, it was out of grief and pain and failure because I didn't know what I'd done wrong.